This is Canopus, which is a small Northwich replica of a 1935 boat sculptor, which now resides in a museum but is also used on the canal, and you'll see it at various shows and so forth. Still work by Dave Harris, very highly thought of. Worked at one time in his life for Les Allen, and then later on his own. And this is pretty much the whole part of it, a very faithful reproduction of a small Northwich. This is lots of detail to it. The boat was also repainted externally last year. It's in spray. It's a 2-pack polyurethane, which is highly durable. And whilst many people still swear by brush painting, I have to say it's probably the way to go in this day and age. The hull is shot blasted and 2-pack epoxied as well, including the base plate. Fit out by Rex Wayne and Dave Gumby from Brinklow Boat Builders. So starting at the bow end of it, you've got a gas locker right up front, and then in this locker here you've got storage, considerable amount of storage, and beneath that is access to the 10 horsepower bow thruster. That's a lot more powerful than your average electric bow thruster. Most of them fitted to boats rate about 4 horsepower. This one's got a lot of oomph to it. You've got steel shutters here which give added security to protect these oak doors that you have with some rather nice leaded glass, and a sliding hatch as well, which makes the access that much easier. Set of steps drop you down into the saloon area. And you can see you have a kind of settee dinette arrangement here. This will drop down and make into a guest double berth as well. And beneath the dinette seats you've got copious amount of locker storage as well. Good solid wood floor throughout, and central heating is the main source, well, is the source of heat on this boat. It's from an impressive, very modern Cabola 7 horsepower diesel boiler, almost like a domestic house type boiler, rather than these lorry and coach units that are fitted to many narrowboats. Woodwork, as I said, is just fantastic. It's all solid wood. There's not any ply in here. The tongue and groove on the walls is maple. The trim is all solid oak. And beyond this saloon area you come into a sort of S-shaped walk-through galley. Oak block worktops, decent amount of cupboards and drawers, and built-in microwave here. And underneath here you have a washing machine. Drawers and cupboard space. That was me trying to open a drawer that is actually false, but you get my drift. The all-important wine rack as well, gas hob and oven and grill underneath, and a fridge installed here. Well, 24-volt fridge. Some rather nice pictures of a Dutch sailing barge on that bulkhead, and in this centre cabin you have the permanent double berth. Cupboards overhead at both ends of this, and you can see there are reading lamps as well installed. Wandering down here you come to the shower room area. It's in fact really a bathroom because you've got a 3/4 length bath with a shower over. On this side you've got a basin mounted into a cupboard unit. There is that bath. Nicely lined out with granite type tiles, and you have this 4-fold clear acrylic shower screen door as well. And a small wedge pops into place there just to make sure it doesn't rattle about when you're out cruising. Now this is a pretty impressive Lister JP3. It's a proper marine unit. It's always been in a boat. It was in a tug, I'm told by the owner, and it has never ever seen salt water, which is good news for those who are concerned about the corrosive nature of salt water. There is its Lister Blackstone gearbox still attached to it, still in fine working order. That is where you can attach the crank to hand start it. I can't say that would be my first choice. It does have electric start, and it's a dry sump on this engine, which means that brass reservoir that you can see contains the oil that circulates around the engine, so you can go a long time between oil changes because it holds a pretty considerable amount of oil. I don't know off the top of my head exactly how much. This is all the electrical systems. The blue box you saw below is the Victron combination inverter charger unit, and almost all the systems on this boat are 24 volt, by the way. There are a few 12 volt items, I believe the horn and things like that, for which there is a 24 to 12 volt converter installed. Just coming back from the engine room, because I need to show you the central heating unit, which is in a utility cupboard that hides behind this bathroom door that's clipped open. You've got a bifold door here into the utility cupboard, and if you bear with me while I find the light switch, there you go. There is that Cabola. It's a KB20 7 kilowatt boiler, as I said earlier, and that will keep you warm as toast in Arctic conditions, let alone at any other time. And it just turns on the flick of a switch. You also might have noticed there's a spare cassette for the WC in there as well. So back through the engine room and on into a pretty faithful replica of a boatman's cabin, as we call them these days, back cabin, some might say. Beautiful scumbling work. Don't quite know who did it, but they knew what they were doing when they did. And in here you also have the traditional drop-down double berth, or you can use one of these as a fairly short single either side of the dividing bulkhead drop-down table. And the decoration, the canal art, is by Ron Huff, who sadly passed away last year, but he was doing canal decoration to the working boats at Braunston before the canals became a fully fledged leisure industry. So they are authentic. You've got the Epping Range you might have just caught sight of as well. Light that in winter and shut the doors around you on a nice crisp dry day and you'll be as warm as toast standing at that helm. And finally out onto the stern deck, and this is the view from the helmsman's position, all 65 feet of it. And that is Canopus. For a full colour brochure and a photo gallery and layout plan, do go to rugbyboats.co.uk.